Welcome to Armchair Expert, Experts on Expert. I'm Dan Lee Carr. I'm joined by Monica Lee Carr. And of course, our guest is the one and only, our mother, Erin Lee Carr.
An old repeat.
Oh, yeah, she's back again.
We love her.
We love her. We love her documentaries. And she has one that is very tasty, very debate-inspiring. Oh, it's tasty.
Very relevant of the times.
Very, very relevant. She's a film director, a writer, and a producer. You loved I Love You, Now Die, or at least I did. At the Heart of Gold, Mommy, Dead and Dearest. And her new tastiest one yet, Britney Vs Spears on Netflix. It's fantastic. We loved it.
This was such a fun chat.
It was. And I just adore Erin, and I can't wait till she comes back with another one.
Same.
Keep working, Erin, and enjoy Erin Lee Carr. We get support from Quince.
So we've been talking about Quince a lot lately, and as we head into fall, it's the perfect time to reset your wardrobe with their amazing pieces. I think it's so fun to do when the seasons turn over to just spruce up your wardrobe with a couple specials, and Quince is the place.
Totally. We're talking organic cotton, Mongolian cashmere, tailored chinos from just $60. Premium fit and quality you'd expect from a luxury brand designer. I love Quince. You know, I like it understated and subtle, and I like stuff that has high quality. And Quince checks all those boxes.
I love a lot of stuff from Quince. Honestly, they have incredible premium denim, which is very important for fall. It's pretty much all I wear in the fall is denim. And Quince has such a good selection of quality denim. Their stuff is so versatile, timeless, and built to last that you just grab every single day without thinking.
Right. And all of that for 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They go direct to ethical factories, cut out the middlemen, so you get all that quality without overpaying for it.
We love that. And they do way more than clothes. They have bedding, cookware, bath essentials, travel must-haves, same deal, and great quality.
Upgrade your everyday. Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/Dax. Get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada and the UK too. That's QUINCE.com/Dax. We get support from Apple Gift Card. Back to school is here, and for many, that means some big life transitions. Whether they are heading into a new grade or setting up a dorm for the first time, you want to give them something that actually supports their growth and success. Apple Gift Card is a versatile solution because it takes the guesswork out of gifting. It's not just about a new pair of AirPods for focus. It's about giving them the invaluable chance to choose the digital tools and subscriptions that suit their unique journey. They can use it for productivity apps on the App Store, movie nights on Apple TV, or extra iCloud storage for all those new memories. With Apple Gift Card, it's so empowering to give the students their freedom to allocate their own resources. Celebrate their new academic chapter. Visit applegiftcard.apple.com to celebrate their milestones and gift one today.
He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert.
Erin Lee Carr, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Oh, there she
Yay.
is. There she is. Let's just take her in for 1 second, Monty.
Taking her in.
Got a cute little ball cap on with a B on it. Stands for boner time.
Yes.
And what does it stand for?
What do you think it stands for? What are we here to talk about today?
Britney.
Oh, it's Britney, Britch.
I'm so excited to talk about this.
Me too. Did it cross your mind to use my catchphrase, it's Britney, Britch, as the title?
It did. I was worried that someone else was going to take it, so I had to sort of stay away from it. But ultimately, we went with the old what it is. It's Britney versus Spears.
It's a clever title.
It is really good. Not quite as clever as yours, but almost.
Right. Well, I've already got it planned when she eventually is a guest on the podcast. I would like to entitle the episode, It's Britney, Britch.
Okay.
That's my game
Putting
plan.
that in the chamber.
And it's, you know what it's like, Erin. If you get a great title, like you really want to see that thing have a use.
Hell yeah.
Like, I Love You, Now Die.
Sheila Nevins, my mentor and the head of HBO Docs for 40 years, came up with that. And I was like, you guys, I can't be the director of I Love You, Now Die. And she's like, Toots, it's the title. And I said,
Oh,
all right.
good for her. Because you know what? That title rules. It sums up the entire fucking thing in a very provocative way. For anyone that's not seen it, you got to see that. That's one of my favorite docs.
It's so good.
You really slam dunked it, Erin.
Thank you.
Yeah. Really quickly, what's happening in your life before we launch into Britney versus Spears?
I was on this project for 2.5 years and I was completely addicted to my phone because it was happening at all times, all hours. And so I'm finally like taking a breather, sleeping. I'm headed to Mexico with my best sober pal to do some manifesting for the year ahead.
Oh, wow.
Like just feeling happier and lighter, I would say.
Yeah. What have you reduced your phone use to, if I could get specific?
8 hours versus 14.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, that still seems
Still
high,
a lot,
Erin.
but you're busy.
I bet you
gal.
guys are also on your phones for that
100%.
many hours. Come on.
Yes.
I guess I could look right now. What's the thing there's a way to look, right?
It's the
we could-
phone usage. Me and my boyfriend checked and compared ours last night.
Oh my God. So where do I go, Erin?
Settings.
Yeah.
Settings.
It's like, let me
Okay.
figure it out. We
Oh,
just
screen
did it.
time. Screen time.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, turn on screen time.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I apparently pick up my phone 156 times a day. So
That's the number.
Gosh, wow. Oh, I'm going to turn mine on because now I'm curious. Continue.
Turn
yeah,
on
it's
screen
horrifying.
time.
I every Sunday look at it and get depressed about what my life has become.
Okay, so my daily average is 0 minutes.
Me too.
Yeah.
Wow.
So not too
Oh
bad.
my God, we're doing pretty good.
Not too shabberini.
Wait, I have a question. So you can turn off now a little bit, but can you ever? Because now you're invested and stuff's still happening. Like, can you remove yourself from this for the rest of your life?
I mean, it will be a story that I focus on literally, yes, for the rest of my life. We use an app called Signal to message back and forth on the project. And it would come in at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Like it was just, it's always, so then I got fearful of Signal and what was happening. And now it's been dormant. Like people are trying to phish me and try to figure out what was going on in the Britney case. I had to move my emails. It was just, I had to deal with a level of paranoia that I've never dealt with before.
Well, really quick, it seems quite obvious that you're a supporter of the Free Britney movement. So who would be coming after you? Like who's incentivized to not like you?
I mean, in the Britney Spears world, everyone is a suspect, including members of the media. And there were rumors floating around that my project would be pro-conservatorship, which was always pretty confusing because I didn't know really what that was based in, but it would be potentially the people that govern Britney and what's going on with her. And they knew that I was making it because I had sent outreach to them, or it could be people that think I'm making a pro-conservatorship like movie. I mean, I would get Instagram DMs saying, I have this thing on Britney you need to read, da-da-da, and it's really phishing. I'm trying to get in my computer. And so I had to meet with a digital specialist. They were tracking what things were being said and just being, trying to be careful.
I need to learn about phishing. What if someone's phishing in my computer?
Oh, I'm already in.
For Armchair Secrets.
I'm already in. I'm like, click this link to
Oh my
see
God,
our
you're a
fun
fish?
trip. Yeah,
Ugh.
and then I own your computer.
Oh my God.
Okay. Well, here's what I think is consistent about what happened to you. Anytime you join a movement that is really, for lack of a better word, fanatical, right? In all the ways that we would think of what fanatical means. I think fan is a derivative of
Root word.
a root word.
Just say root word, okay?
Well, there's a derivation. I don't know. There's a better word. Anyways, the
They've
point
gotten
is.
worse at this, Erin, since the last time you
Yeah, can you
came.
tell?
No, come on. You guys have gotten just gotten better and you know it. Come on.
Stop fucking faux bragging. What is it? See, I can't even
Humble
humble
brag.
brag. Humble
Oh,
bragging.
yeah.
Okay, let's start from scratch. When your bedfellows are fanatical about something, to me, it swerves into like, I'm liberal, but it's dangerous to be liberal because someone's always trying to out-liberal you. I know in religion, I'm going to out-religion you and stuff, but anytime you're getting into something really where people are passionate, I feel like at some point people's identities, they want to prove that they are even deeper in than someone else. So it's just kind of ripe for conflict.
I have never seen such an active fan base as the people trying to get Britney free. And there are instances, literally, they were ringing the alarm bells before any of the media were there. They really pushed this into the national conversation. But then you have people who are trying to root people out or badmouth people or conspiracy theory or where'd the money go. And I'm not trying to be dismissive at all. I was trying to take in all of the goodness that this movement had been pushing forward, with still having my skeptic hat on, my journalist hat on, and just trying to understand
Your
and
Britney
separate.
hat on.
Yeah. I made this for the whole crew. And so it's like a secret Britney hat.
It's cute.
Oh, it really is. It looks like an 8-ball kind of, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of a double purpose, a double whammy, a double entendre. Mixed messages.
Messiness of me.
Erin, what do you think it is that made you, I mean, in the documentary, which again, let's just start there. I fucking loved it, of course. I watched it the second it was dropped. Second, I was emailing you already. I have way more questions, but you kind of go into it a bit in your setup of it, which is like you had Britney Spears posters on your wall. And I want to know, what's the appeal? I didn't have Britney Spears posters on my wall. So I want to know what it is about fans of Britney maybe that she represents for them, or what is she doing that makes you feel safe as a kid with that poster? What was happening psychologically with her?
Monica, did you like Britney growing up?
I did. I loved her. She was my first concert.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was my first concert. I think because she was so young while I was so young. Like, it was like, oh my God, this is kind of someone relatable.
It's like the real life Disney show with Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
Hannah Montana. Yeah.
The real life Hannah Montana.
Yes. We felt like we grew up with her a little bit more than in another pop, like Janet Jackson or something.
Right.
And it's exactly that. So I can go, Monica being our prime example, but I can go into any room and people have this sense of loyalty, nostalgia, and love for Britney because she came of age when we came of age. So there's this millions and millions and millions of people. And for me, I was in Catholic school. I did not understand what sexuality was. I did not understand the confidence of owning that at an age. And so when I saw her in that video with Hit Me Baby One More Time, I mean, my jaw dropped. I was like, what? Girls can do this? Oh my God. Like, I got her an autograph and I knew every word. And it just, I mean, it was teenagehood wrapped up in sort of sexuality, but also in somebody who is undeniably charismatic. And she always courted controversy. Do you like Christina or do you like Britney? Is she with Justin? What happened there with Crimea River? Is she manufactured Barbie doll or is she the talent of her generation? And so they were just so good at creating and putting her in the zeitgeist until it went terribly awry. And so it was my, like, in terms of Moby Dick, my white whale of like the story, because I am somebody that studies women, what happens to women in the criminal justice system, and you can't get more of that in the story.
But also I will add that she was pre-social media.
Mm-hmm.
So she was coveted in some way. It's not like, we had access to her all the time. All we got were the things she decided to put out or the tabloids. Like nowadays, I think it'd be hard to have someone like that because you just get inundated. And you get to hear them just speak and just be like, no, that's not true. Yes, that's true. So there was sort of something enigmatic around her.
Yeah, people were dying for more and more and more access, but there wasn't Instagram.
Yeah.
But so she was a sacrificial lamb for us, by us. And I think that, I mean, she is a symbol of American girlhood and what it means to be sort of like beloved and then hated. And so I just think that there's a lot of things, universal things about us being like Britney Spears, but Britney Spears herself has had to carry the weight of all of this. And like, what happens to someone who has lived a life like this? And in talking to Adnan Ghalib, her ex-boyfriend, one of the things he said to me that stuck with me the whole movie, I know it's controversial that I included him.
This is the paparazzi that she ended up dating?
Right. And he said, imagine having nobody in your life that you could trust. Not dad, not mom, not sister, not management, not the guy that's even, working on at your house because someone is trying to like sell secrets. And so I think, what does that do to your level of trust and your reality? I think it's just so damaging. And so that's one of the things that I just try to understand. What does it mean to be able to really not trust anyone?
Yeah, he was a really kind of unlikely character in the doc that I maybe did a 180 of my opinion on. I just hate paparazzi, so of course I didn't like that guy. But then hearing him talk, I was like, I don't even understand how this guy was a paparazzi to begin with, because he does seem to have integrity and some kind of moral compass and a lot of compassion for her. And I don't think he was as exploitive of her as I thought.
I mean, there's a whole sort of racial element to paparazzi, that these are people that come to the country and it's a way to make a living. And specifically, if you're just trying to start out in Hollywood, I'm not somebody that has been harassed by the paparazzi at all, so I'm coming into that perspective. Yeah. But it was guys that said you could make $500 up to $50,000 up to $100,000 if you get the shot of Britney.
Well, let's be clear though, because I'm going to push back. Yeah, you can get $500 or $50,000 if you trample a bunch of people, get in a fist fight in front of her, call her a bitch to get her mad. So yeah, you can also get money fucking stealing people's purses. So I'm not entirely compassionate about the new arrival who decides that. Like, you watch a lot of those videos and it's fucking assault. There's really no other way you could interpret what's going on.
There was a before and after. There was paparazzi at the time when Adnan started at the very beginning, where you gave people room. And then when Britney started to descend into whatever she was dealing with, it was a free-for-all. And I agree with you, it was absolutely assault. And I think that that has not changed. And specifically, all of the invasive tactics to photograph her children. And you'll see that we don't show her children's faces in the film because she doesn't want that. She doesn't need her children to be too dragged into it. And so with Adnan, yeah, he was this deeply unlikable guy. You just Google him. He has the crazy facial hair. You're like, what?
Yeah.
It's a soul patch. It was big back then.
Yeah. It was of the era, of the time.
You know, he does not want to be tied to the story anymore. So it took about 7, 8, 9 hours from off the record to get him to do anything. Yeah. And it was really that we can all say what happened during that time period, but Adnan was actually there. And people have gotten really upset that I've used Adnan and Sam Lutfi, who have really intense interests and some manipulations, specifically on the Sam side, of what they wanted to happen to Britney. But the thing is, they were there. And I had a minute and a half, I think, of Sam Lutfi, and the movie is much, much longer than that. You know, there's a lot more Adnan, but I really, truly got that he cared for her, so I gave sort of leeway. And so people in documentaries, they want access, but they don't want it to be exploitative. And so we have to sort of, as a documentary director, just trying to figure out who was there, what they said, fact-checking it. But I definitely came to a different understanding, like you, Dax, of the Adnan story.
Yeah. I bet for you, there's a lot of things to wade through to make sure you're on the right side of all of it. Like, is it another round of perpetuating this overexposure of this human being that probably the best thing possible would be everyone on planet Earth would maybe forget about her and let her just live? I mean, for her own health. So I wonder how you navigate, like, knowing you're on the right path.
It was a really complex thing that I thought about every day. When I pitched this to Netflix in May 2019, she was very, very, very much still in the conservatorship. And there was no light of her getting out. And of course, it takes quite a long time to make a movie. So I'm so thankful that so many things changed over the course of filming, which we were able to capture. But my intention at the start of this was to show, is there predatory abuses happening inside the conservatorship, and getting actual evidence? And nobody at the time had solved that. And so it was really trying to figure that out. And so I thought that by doing that, I was aiding this story and Britney, and paying attention, like not doing the head shave, not doing the umbrella incident, not showing her in the back of the ambulance, things like that. But I will tell you, like, when this came out, there's like a Russell Brand, like, I don't know, really long talk of like, this is exploitative. What is happening? I mean, you know, he just was
That's
like,
a good Russell Brand.
That was pretty good. Yeah.
No, it was not. Somebody sent it to me and I was like, I worked for 2.5 years on this. Like, this is for Britney Spears. I don't know what to tell people. Like, people think Netflix, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, it's me alone in a room with a bunch of other ladies alone in a room trying to figure it out and be good to her. Yeah. But I'm seeming defensive. I don't know.
It would be unhuman of you to know someone that you, I would assume, probably like Russell Brand. And so when you, if someone you like is disappointed with the decision you made, that doesn't hurt you. You probably are a sociopath.
There was a lot of that. And I think that for me, I put myself in the movie.
Oh, do people not like that?
No.
Really?
What? We don't like women inserting themselves in things because they're looking for attention.
When Michael Moore does it, what is it?
It's him fighting the man, right?
And Andrew Jarecki was in The Jinx. No one was upset about that. Everyone loved that.
But think about how many women put themselves in films, like in documentaries.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, you really can't. And, you know, our good friend David, who works with y'all, like, he's incredible on camera and really adds to it. So I was trying to do it, but I'm sure I get 1/1,000,000th of what Britney gets and 1/500th of what you guys get. But, like, it's like, why is this creep with horrible eyeliner? Like, it just was so weird. Like, I've made I've made films that I'm really into, but this was unlike anything I'd ever experienced, the level of opinions on it. And so it was just wild to sort of think about. And when people are making a documentary, like, it's just, this is a part of it, having the stomach to say people have opinions about the work that you're making. That's inherent to making art.
But also the irony that, like, every single person has an opinion on this woman and your eyeliner and this, and that's exactly what happened to her. It's the same.
Well, I mean, no one would like to admit this as a fan of hers, but they were the problem too. They bought the fucking magazines. So it's like everyone's judgmental, but everyone's carrying a little bit of the original sin, which is like everyone wanted more. They still want more. Everyone's culpable.
But not everyone's tearing her down. Just because you want more doesn't mean you're saying, ooh, and then look at her hair here and look at this. Like,
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they're attacking her because they think she's being exploitative.
right. But I was talking more about the nitpicking of, like, ooh, what's this person? Who is she? And what's.
But again, I think you're just going for, like, they don't know what the fuck to say. They're defending Britney. And there's some weird level of acknowledgement, whether it's subconscious or whatnot, is that you're seeing in that person something that you might not be comfortable with yourself, which is like, has my love for her fueled a lot of this? Like, am I a part of this problem? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't buy it.
No, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
We are supported by Auto Trader. All right, if you've been putting off car shopping because it sounds like a whole thing, buying your car online on Auto Trader makes it way easier, really. You can shop tons of cars online, compare prices, check financing and trade-in options, all from wherever you are. And if you want to start online and go to the dealership for a test drive, you can do that too, really. What I like is the flexibility. Start online, finish at the dealer, or the other way around. Your info stays with you, so you're not starting the process from scratch. Plus, you're working with local dealer listings, so you've got real people helping behind the scenes. And when you're ready, you can pick up your car or have it delivered. Really. Buy your car online on Auto Trader. Really. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. You've heard us talk about BetterHelp for a while, but I don't know that we've ever talked about how much people love this service when they use it. BetterHelp has an average live therapy session rating of 4.9 out of 5 based on over 1.7 million client session reviews. And you can check out the reviews yourself at betterhelp.com/reviews to see how much they love BetterHelp. Knowing that kind of service feedback from real people speaks for itself. I'm a huge proponent of therapy, as we've talked about before. I've learned so many things about myself that I believe truly only an outside, objective person could help me come to. BetterHelp makes it easy to get started. Answer a few questions, get matched with a therapist based on your needs, and switch therapists at any time if it's not the right fit. See the reviews, see what stands out, and see if BetterHelp is right for you. Visit betterhelp.com/Dax. That's betterhelp.com/Dax.
Thank you to our presenting sponsor, HP, for supporting this episode. Parent, you've got enough on your back-to-school list right now. Ink cartridges do not need to be on it. They just don't. The HP Smart Tank printer uses a refillable ink tank and comes with up to 3 years of ink included. It's the last printer you'll ever need. To learn more, search HP Smart Tank.
This episode is supported by Helix. All right, let's talk about something we both really care deeply about: sleep.
It's the most important thing. I've had my Helix mattress for years now, and I genuinely think it's one of the best investments you can make for your home. Mine still feels just like it did when I first got it.
Well, that's the thing. It's not one of those mattresses that caves in after 6 months. These things are built to last. And, I'm a side sleeper. I ordered a side sleeper and I get hot, so I have cooling. And I can't tell you how much more comfortable it is to be in there, not sweating and tossing and turning.
Cooling is really important. I've read that you're supposed to sleep a little bit cold. So I also have cooling. And they have over 20 models, so it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. You just go take their quiz and they match you to what actually works for your body.
Plus, they've got cooling upgrades, which heading into summer, non-negotiable.
Truly.
Go to helixsleep.com/armchair for 20% off. That's helixsleep.com/armchair for 20% off. Make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. helixsleep.com/armchair. Okay, I'm going to push back on some things having nothing to do with your eyeliner, and I loved the documentary. I think you underexplored her addiction.
Yes.
And I think part of the conservatorship that we're not privy to has a lot to do with that.
I mean, Britney has never self-identified as an addict. And
Right.
I had a lot more material in the movie, but then it's about Britney doesn't self-identify as an addict, has never said that out loud. And so who am I as a sober person to out this person and their addiction? I know so much about that.
Yeah.
And it's a wildly upsetting thing. And I had edits of it, but it pushed the edge of exploitative and things
Yeah.
that she would not want out there. Basically, addiction is really at the root of this movie.
Yeah. And we tiptoed around it, and I was like, oh, here we go. We're going to, like, the fact that they would up her Adderall prescription by double when she worked, and then she works. Also, let me say, I'm not saying what she did anything. I've blown a ton of coke over at that apartment back in the day. That's me. I'm not saying anyone else did anything else, but I think there's
Jealous.
a pretty good amount of proof that from a very young age that there's been a tremendous amount of addiction. And if we hope to approach justice, I feel like all the information kind of has to be in the conversation. Now, let me say also, I don't think her dad should have ever had anything to do with the conservatorship, but I have to just look up from the outside and go, okay, well, at the time it was started, she had a shaved head, she had lost her children, it was going as bad as it could go and potentially towards death. And there's this bozo around that's definitely making moves to steal all this money she's worked her ass off to make. Cut 2 years into the conservatorship, she has her kids back. It seems like that's going well. She's working, albeit that part is very weird considering she has no personal autonomy but can hold a job. I think that's crazy. I love it. It was in your documentary, right, where they said, I've been to 1 million of these conservatorship meetings and not a single person's ever had a job. But I just feel like it's a big part of the story that maybe no one who loves Britney wants to consider because they love her. But there's nothing to not love about someone who's an addict. Addicts are fucking lovable. You're one, I'm one. I love you. I'm okay.
There was a lot of self-denial in the things that I saw privately.
Yeah.
She said, I've never been addicted to this. And I was going through a rough time because of my children. And I sat with it for so long because it's obviously something that drew me to the story. And it was born out of early in her career. What do you need to be skinny as a young pop star? You need uppers, right? And I think there's questions surrounding who introduced that to her. What was it like? And then how did that progress in terms of the rest of her career? And also, like, in looking at the depositions that we were given, depositions that we uncovered, questions again and again were asked about Adderall specifically. And she just would not own up to it. And so there was a way for me to communicate that there was denial to it. And I think you're right, Dax. I think that I got really nervous and I overthought everything because I'm making a film about somebody that I haven't been able to speak with. And so it's almost like the emergency brake would be on all the time. And I think we went hard hitting at a bunch of things, but I just felt so nervous about that.
Sure. And also you and I are both in a unique situation, which is we have a tenet that we don't diagnose other people with addiction. And at the same time, I'm a human being on planet Earth that knows what a fucking addict looks like. So it's like I'm always juggling this weird thing where even Monica will ask me, like, this person, what do you think about that? And I'm like, I'm not supposed to say whether I think, but at the same time, I do, because there are people that I think clearly have wreckage in their life. And there's a ton of addiction in her family.
But do you think her being an addict warrants a conservatorship? Because, like you said, they're everywhere, right?
Neither Dax nor I are in a conservatorship. We might have needed one at some point, but we did not get in it.
That's my point. Like, there are a lot of people who are off the rails, addict or not, and they are not under a conservatorship.
I agree. So here's a debate Monica and I have had off the air after watching this thing is, I just wonder if you play it out, right? Conservatorship's gone. It's gone. She's on her own. And what happens if within 4 months she somehow is penniless? Is that protecting her? If that were the case, would we feel good about that? I mean, again, I don't want her dad anywhere near that thing. I don't think any of her family members should be. I'm just wondering if we would want... It's really tricky because she's a fucking boss. Like, that's the crazy thing about her. She is such a boss. And she's in such command of her life on stage and with a crew.
And she's a businesswoman. It's not. She's not just a talented, puppet. She's a good businesswoman.
And so, I mean, I in the spirit of our lively discussion, Dax, I'll push back on what you said. Like, please. She is an adult person, and we have this prescriptive lens that she is troubled, that she can't take care of herself, that she's going to end up penniless without somebody's supervision. The fact is, it's her money and she gets to spend it. And for 13 years, if she wanted to go out and buy books for her kids or get a hamburger, she had to ask for permission. And so I think that we can't do the thing where we need to protect her from herself. She needs to be given the opportunity, and she still has some safeguards in place. But I think it's time for her to make her own decisions. And if she makes some bad decisions, everyone in this beautiful room in the Zoom box has made some bad decisions. Yes, the consequences are higher because it's Britney and there's so much sort of people looking at her, but it's time for her to do that. And she's 38 years old.
And I don't mind if she goes out and spends $50 million tomorrow on scratch offs and loses all of her money. What I don't want is some handsome dude literally conning her and stealing her money. So that's the part that's scary. Like, having a right to have your money stolen is a very bizarre right to fight for. And that's my fear. And maybe I'm infantilizing her. Maybe it's misogynistic. Maybe I wouldn't worry about a guy as much. I don't know, but there's just been so many dudes in her life that I don't fucking trust. And then, of course, the model for her was someone that she shouldn't have trusted and can't trust, her father. So I just get nervous that this woman who's already, look, anyone that's had her career and only has $50 million in the bank, there's a fucking colossal mismanagement right there of what that woman should be worth relative to other stars of much less relevance and ticket sales. So something's already very fucked up in the finances.
There's been a lot of legal fees.
A lot of lawyers getting paid. Fuck.
I looked at the accounting records from the origin, 2008, 2009, and we all need lawyers. Some need lawyers to protect themselves, but literally the sheer volume in which she was spending on lawyers, her court-appointed attorney 1 year made in excess of $400,000. And it's a complex thing that he had to do, but it's just like, what is sort of going on here? And I was astounded at the number of 50 or 57 million that her combined net worth, that never made any sense to me. And I asked every single interview subject I ever talked to, off the record, on background, what is going on that this, where's the money?
Where's the big leak?
Money?
Yeah.
And the only thing I've been able to come up with is there's something called the SJB Trust, which is not part of the conservatorship. And so I think that there could be money in that. So I'm hopeful.
Okay.
But I do think if you look at the money that's been spent, yeah, there's a lot of it went to stuff. Yeah.
Well, I think it totaled $3 million for that one law firm that's, quote, representing her, and they've never ever pled for her to end the conservatorship or get her father out of it. I mean, it's criminal. It's so gross. I would love to hear the lawyer explain how he arrived at those numbers. Like what was he was working 24/7 at $400 an hour on this case. You can't, yeah, it was a money grab.
I mean, I think that what is uncomfortable about the legal situation is Britney pays for her own court-appointed lawyer that she did not pick. She pays for her father's lawyers, which is a team of lawyers. And I think that it really is people are on weekly billing things. And so, but basically her lawyer and Jamie's lawyer have to work together as a team to be simpatico inside the conservatorship. So the evidence that I saw is for many years, it was about keeping everything copacetic. And so it's like basically her court-appointed lawyer needs to be at odds with Jamie's lawyers, but as a part of a working conservatorship, you can't be. Because one, you're not going to get paid if you're in opposition to the people that are paying you. Yeah. And so conservatorship law needs to be reformed. People that quote unquote lack capacity need to be able to at least get their own lawyer. The fact that she finally got a lawyer, Matthew Rosengart, in July, and then months later, Jamie Spears is suspended, something that she has been asking for, I'm not kidding you, ever since 2008, 2009. All the time. And so I think that that's where the real story is. Like, what does it mean for someone to say, I need help, this is not working, and for the court to say, this is the situation you find yourself in.
And again, the irony that she has lost all her money in this. The thing is to protect her money and to protect her, but through this conservatorship, somehow most of it is gone. So if we're protecting her, we're not protecting her.
I don't know what her finances were before the conservatorship started.
So they were brutal. It was bad.
Right? Yeah. She was in debt, I think, when it started.
She had very, very little money. I mean, it was in dire straits. There had been a lot of spending. And that's what her family is really concerned about. And I think you brought up a great point of like, Britney was somebody that needed help at that moment. It was very, very clear. And I think that that's what most people said to me, that back then she needed help. She needed her family to step in. And then when she got her bearings and was doing the circus tour, and I encourage everybody to go and YouTube and look at the circus tour, look at those videos. That is somebody who is in control of themselves, their body, that she's figuring it out. And that's where it started to get really weird, right? It went from a let's help this person to I'm managing her life and her career.
Well, yes, to me, that's a fundamental hypocrisy that you could be unfit to run your life, but fit to go work. You got to pick a lane, conservatorship. Either she needs to sit in a house and be monitored, or she is an autonomous performer. I don't think you can have both.
Everyone kept telling me the whole legal system has said, nobody knows what's going on behind closed doors. She may appear this way in the public, but no one really understands. And I obtained evidence of what was going on at the time. And that's what is really interesting now. Like, they said that there was so much going on, but it really was somebody processing and figuring it out. So they get to hide behind this sort of like nobody understands what's going on, when what I could tell, it was somebody that was working through a troubled spot, but not somebody that couldn't provide for clothing, food, or shelter, which is mandated for a conservatorship. And so all this discussion is really about what does it mean to be powerful? What does it mean to be silenced? And then to be silenced for 13 years. And it's almost like we've been in this little quarantine for 2 years, which is a huge amount of time for us. But Britney has been in a quarantine for 13 years straight. And what does that do? And things are going to happen as a result. It's a very, very disturbing way to live.
Now, how was she able to have an Instagram and yet also can't do interviews? I'm very confused by that. Feels like a paradox.
God, I don't know the answer to it. I mean, for a long time, it felt like CrowdSurf, the social media agency, was running her Instagram. And very early on, I started tracking and looking at Instagram all the time and figuring it out. And you can see that Britney never likes any comments. She's been dating her boyfriend, Sam Ashgari, super cute, loves him. They've been together for 4 years. And he would say, oh, like, look at you, babe, you look great. And like, everyone knows that if you're like the gal and getting complicated, you're going to like that and say, thanks, babe, love it. Britney never once commented or liked it. And so that to me, and, I'm kind of speaking like a conspiratorial person in the woods, but it was like, she's not running her Instagram. She would like his comment. But also the other thing is I think that I don't think they ever allowed her to see the comments because some of them would be probably disturbing for her. And so maybe that was it. But now she is running her own Instagram because you could tell.
That's obvious. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's this amazing duality or maybe even triality about her, which is like when she speaks on her own behalf at that hearing and she's written that thing, it's like very well written. She's very articulate. She's in total command of what's happening. And then I will watch an Instagram post and I'm like, what is happening here? Where is like this sense of self-awareness that I saw from the courtroom stuff? It's a paradox to me. Yeah, I'm trying to make peace with that. Like this, it's intermittent, like really sharp points of clarity that I then am like, yeah, man, this is insane. Like literally they've held this person hostage. And I'm sure she has Stockholm syndrome from it at this point. Her captors, you fall in love with your captors. Like it's all so confusing. And then yet I'm not sure what's happening on Instagram.
What do you think,
Do you have, Monica? Do you have, yeah, we need you to.
I mean, look, everyone's doing something on Instagram. Everyone is creating some sort of false persona, or maybe it's real, whatever. But everyone's doing something there. It's not that surprising to me that she can write a well-written plea and also, or read one or whatever, and also have an Instagram that's kooky.
Yeah, kooky. That's a great way to. That's a
I
good
love
euphemism.
I love how real it is. Like it's not the same manufactured. Like check this out. Like it's weird. It's funny. It's bizarre. You know what I mean? And like the dancing and like the modeling of the clothes.
And she's been trapped. We do have to remember she has been trapped. So now this is a time where she feels free, and that might lead to some kookiness, I'll say.
Well, I want to back up and give her some compliments because we watched the other Britney documentary, which I also liked a lot, by the way, because the part that thing exposed for me is how unaware I was in the water at the time all this was happening. So the fact that this, 45-year-old man asks her if her boobs are real when she's a minor is like, it's so crazy what she endured in these interviews. But what's also incredible is she is a fucking master interviewee. Like she was able to draw boundaries, be assertive, and be the cute, likable pop star. Like she was more masterful in those early stages than many other of her peers. That's fascinating to me. She really like navigated these really gross situations over and over again.
And it was really because it's the beginning of her career, because there was a concept of sexuality put in her work. She had to get really good at pivoting. And there's a scene I wasn't able to include, but it's in basically the documentary where it's like 3 days in Mexico. And people are asking her like how much her house is worth. And she's like, fuck you. I'm not going to talk about that. And then somebody else asks her to like stand up and see what she's wearing and do a twirl. And she's like, no, I'm not doing a twirl. And so I think she was somebody that got pressured really early on to do things. And she hates interviews. And so I think she has a hard time with journalists, right? Everybody has tried to trespass on her boundaries. And I think that there's some trauma from it.
After watching the first one, I Instagram messaged her. I said to Kristen, I'm like, I don't really have any desire to necessarily develop a new friendship with anybody in the world, but I do feel like I'd like to be one. I want to offer like, I don't want anything from you. If you need someone to chat with that doesn't want a single thing from you, I'm available. Like I just felt like I wanted to rescue this person, obviously. And I felt like one of the fundamental things I saw is crazy. You already pointed out, which is like, I don't know that she is a single person who is status-wise a peer who doesn't want a single thing from her. I wish there were more people in her life that maybe there wasn't this huge status gap.
But did she respond? Like, I feel
No.
like she never responds to anything. Yeah.
No.
Because people are watching her Instagram messages.
Yeah, they don't want me talking to her.
It's literally like what I also noticed that you're hitting on is like solidarity and friendship. And this is where we get a lot of the love in our life. And I think that what I saw that was incredibly unique to Britney was that there was not a support group of friends around her besides people from back home, which people were watching them. And so I think had she been able to have friends, I think it could have potentially really helped.
Yeah, and even the people, though, that are genuinely love her, like that woman that was assigned to her over the years.
Felicia, yeah.
Yeah. She's clearly a beautiful human being and really cares about her. And there's a limit to that relationship because she's employed by her. So anytime you're employing the people that love you, it's just dangerous because they can really only be so. Doesn't seem to be slowing you down about not being a yes man. But she can only do so much, that woman. She ultimately is employed. Oh, I don't know. It's so fucking complicated.
Britney is this topic that becomes like you can investigate every single thing about it. It becomes like I've never had such intense discussions about ethics, about addiction, about ownership, about rights, about friendship, about conditional love. Like it is just wild how many things you can go with it. And like the other pieces that were made, it's like, you know, that led to this happening. And so I think that there's been like some fatigue, but it's all about like, is the truth coming out? And I really believe it is. And then it's causing all of us to have these conversations that I think can change our perspectives on stuff. Like what you just said about the paparazzi earlier is like, I think I was being a little soft on them. And for you to be like, no, this is assault. I had to like hear someone say that to me again and really like because I've looked at all of that footage and, you know, it really can be that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, those moments where like she's trying to get to her car and dudes are fist fighting, like all hell's breaking loose. It's literally a riot following her. And what I was on the verge of saying is what blew me away is actually how insanely strong she is, because in those situations, I've had a few different physical situations with those folks, and I feel like I'm in a room with no doors. And I am so claustrophobic in those situations. And if I feel like I can't escape, I'm going to the most primitive part of myself. So the fact that the umbrella incident took that many years before she finally was in full survival, I got to escape the situation, is so impressive in so many ways. I had a millionth of that, but once I had kids, I was like, no, you are not fucking trapping my children in this bubble. I will kill all of you and go to jail for it. But that's not an option. So it made me immediately my worst person. And the fact that she could go that long before that occurred, I'll also say I'd put her up there with Princess Diana and really a martyr for that whole behavior we all kind of thought was just fine.
And it was every single day, every time she went outside at all times. And she even became friends with some of them because she was like, what am I going to do? These people follow me around all the time. I don't know, besides Princess Diana, had there been anybody that dealt with this level of sort of scrutiny? And it was just, she's a product born of that time and of commercial magazines of like, hey, we're going to offer you $50,000, $100,000. And then we buy the magazine. So it's this circle of sort of shame and going into it. But I would say one of the interesting things that I didn't think about in terms of that is one time she was with Adnan and he had a trucker hat in the back and they were going into a store or Starbucks or something and she put it on. And then the next months, like that blew up, became one of the biggest trends because Britney put on a hat and then it fought and remember like the trucker hat phenomenon, like I think it goes back to Britney, like her just being like, and so this Midas touch of anything she touches either is corrosive and harms her, but also is this incredible trend that everyone sort of seeks out. And so I always thought that was interesting and like placed so much, this woman's doing this one thing, and then it like just the money that can be created out of this one singular act.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
We are supported by HP. If you're a parent or you know one, like I do, or you can help take care of kids, you already know what August feels like. It's not summer anymore, it's the pregame. The supplies list, the forms, the "we need this printed by tomorrow" texts that come in at 9 p.m. And I say this as someone who's been on the receiving end of those texts in a former life. You're ready to help, and then the printer says no, out of ink, blinking at you, useless. It's such a small thing, but it will absolutely derail your night. So when I heard about the HP Smart Tank printer from HP, America's most trusted printer brand, I thought this is the kind of thing that actually makes life easier, not in a big flashy way, in a one less crisis way. Instead of those little cartridges that run out the second you need them, the HP Smart Tank uses refillable ink tanks, and it comes with up to 3 years of ink included. 3 years. That's 3 back-to-school seasons without the cartridge panic. HP can't fill out the forms for you, but they can make sure the printer is never the reason you're up past midnight. Search HP Smart Tank.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. We've talked before about Rob building our website on Squarespace, and I bring it up again because it's a perfect example of what they do well. Rob had all the pieces, the content, the vision, the ideas, but he needed something to actually take all that and make it public facing. And Squarespace was that bridge. Maybe you're in the same spot. You've been developing something, a business, a skill set, a body of work, and it's been private. It's been yours, but at some point you're ready to put it out there, and that transition from private to public can feel like a huge leap. Squarespace makes it feel like a step. Beautiful templates, built-in SEO, email campaigns, scheduling, analytics, everything you need to go from "I've been working on this" to "here it is, come find me." All in one place, no code, no stitching together a bunch of different tools. So if you've been sitting on something and waiting for the right moment, this might be it. Head to squarespace.com/DAX for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code DAX to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
We are supported by Arm & Hammer toothpaste. I feel like so many parts of our lives have gotten a little overcomplicated, including toothpaste. There's always some new ingredient, new promise, new thing you're supposed to suddenly care about. Arm & Hammer baking soda toothpaste keeps it simple. Powered by baking soda, a time-tested ingredient you already know and trust for a clean you can actually feel. It removes up to 3 times more plaque in hard-to-reach areas compared to a leading toothpaste, and it gently whitens. And if you hear baking soda and think, wait, is that gentle enough? Arm & Hammer is actually a less abrasive toothpaste, and it is designed to protect enamel. Myth busted. It's also the #1 dentist-recommended baking soda toothpaste. I am a broken record on Arm & Hammer toothpaste. I love it. I've been using it for years and years. My dad first introduced it to me, and I've never gone back. I've also gotten a lot of people on it, and once you go to Arm & Hammer, you won't regret it. My personal favorite is the Arm & Hammer Peroxicare toothpaste. It improves gum health while gently removing plaque and surface stains, but also just my mouth feels so clean after. They have so many. They have advanced white toothpaste, which is great. I also use that. Complete Care toothpaste. Everything is perfect. Try Arm & Hammer toothpaste to taste the difference. Feel the difference. Shop at your favorite retailer between August 2nd and August 15th to save $1.50. Arm & Hammer baking soda toothpaste. Save $1.50 August 2nd through 15th.
Okay, now I'm going to have to be devil's advocate again. And again, I am sympathetic to it. I do think she had a form of Stockholm syndrome with the press, because I'm also watching it going, well, I know how I operated through life knowing I hated those people. So I just moved in a very specific way. And there were choices that were made that seemed to not try to mitigate that whatsoever. And locations you would go to that are there is no back entrance. There is, you're gonna be, there's no way around it. Like, there's a lot of things that could have been done that would have mitigated some of that. Perhaps not living in LA. I don't know. So I'm just curious what you think about that relationship, because it seems like more could have been done to escape it on her side.
It's a really Good question. I mean, my thing is that I think you get addicted to it in a certain way. It's a corrosive element in your life, but how could it not make you feel like God, right? So I think that when people talk about Princess Diana, they talk about this sort of, incredible vulturism that was exhibited by the press. And something really upsetting that I found out was that Princess Diana went out multiple times that night. She was like basically at dinner and then go back to the hotel and then win somebody else. And it was like people in all senses of the word like being chased. And until you don't like being chased. And I think that unfortunately it was always dangerous for Princess Diana to be out. And I think the same thing was for Britney. And she loved to drive fast and she loved to have people sort of be in pursuit. It was almost like sort of a video game, but obviously it's really dangerous. And so I think that in her world at the time, it was something that she was just going to sort of like play with and figure it out. And she knew the consequences, but she was living life and this, her kids had been taken away. She didn't know who she could trust. And so I think it was just a part of that addictive thing of like, if I don't have this, then like maybe I'll be pursued.
And she's used to living in chaos already. So that's kind of her natural state. That's normal. And if she has nothing to lose, like, of course she's going to do that. Of course she's going to go in the front door. Like, she's not trying to protect anything, unfortunately.
I'll just add that if hypothetically she was wrestling with addiction and knowing the shame that comes from that and knowing the disappointment in oneself, that is an immediate hit of like, well, things aren't that bad. Everyone's still completely interested. Like, I could imagine it being a tiny bit of a prop you could use to prop yourself up when feeling low and out of control in another way, which is like,
These people
how bad
still
could it
want
be?
me.
These people are still that interested and I'm still worthy of this, even though I feel like I'm worthless.
Like she could control it or not control it. And then at like recording studios, 50 people would be climbing the walls and trying to get into the building and trying to track her. Or there was this thing where she was leading people. They were following her versus her, as you said, the claustrophobia of being surrounded. What does it mean if she's leading the pack? And I think that's always something I thought about.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a weird, I mean, this is like such an extreme analogy, and I know you weren't saying anything like this, but there's some element of like, oh, she could have gone to different places. She could have moved. She could have, it's a little bit like
Blaming the victim.
Yeah, like, well, the hot girl should not wear the short skirt because you're just, it's going to happen. You're asking for it a little bit.
I totally agree with you. It runs the risk of sounding like that. I'm just speaking for me personally. Like with that level of attention, I just wouldn't be here. And I certainly wouldn't be going to a popular restaurant. I wouldn't be going to a popular bar. And I wouldn't be doing that. That's all I'm saying. So I've got to make that jive with why I would have done it differently than she did it. That leads to a curiosity. Not that she deserved any of that.
I know you weren't saying that.
But you're right. It sounds like, well, if she don't like it, she shouldn't be a pop star.
Right.
And that's not what I'm saying. I think she should be free to pursue what she's passionate about without being surrounded by 1,000 fucking wonderful guys, wonderful men in fatigues. Army fatigues jumping out of every corner. Oh, Erin, what's next? How are you going to shift gears? What are you going to work on next?
I have a 2-part series coming out on HBO that I'm finishing right now, involving, you guessed it, a murder case.
Oh, baby.
It's very upsetting, and it was really difficult because it was a really sort of intense, graphic crime, and I was able to actually get group therapy for the team. And so that's something that I'm really trying to get for teams that are dealing with crime stories, like, access to not only your own therapist that of course we all do, but also like, what does it mean to process some of these things? Because I know I've had some secondary trauma stuff from the gymnastics movie, from Mommy, Dead and Dearest. And so like taking in the weight of that. So just making sure that the people that work with me aren't taking that into their lives because it can be really intense. So doing that, and then doing a couple more movies with HBO about, I think, exciting things. And like just trying to do the thing,
Yeah. Can we geek out? Because we all love docs here. Can we geek out a little bit on what ones you've loved recently? Can you think of any standouts?
Absolutely. So let me check. I have gotten into this really bizarre thing where I watch between 2 to 6 hours of tennis and have it on background. And so at night, I'm like scrapbooking and watching ATP tennis matches, which is horrifying. It just is one of the only thing that can take my brain off of what I do during the day.
Right.
And I think that it's just, but I forget the exact name of it, but there's one on HBO that is like a local news station in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Did you, that was so incredible. And like the Michael Jackson lady. And I was like, this is so different than what I have ever made, but like, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it was the real life Office. I mean, it was incredible. It's about an independent news station, which there's very few left, and they were trying to get themselves into the Las Vegas market. That was great. I would say recently for us, there's been just a ton of great sports docs, both with the guys who did Wild Wild Country.
Yeah, those were called Untold.
Untold.
Yeah,
Did you
it's
watch
like
any of
Mouse
the
at the
Untolds?
Palace and Marty
Yes.
Fish. I thought it was excellent.
Yeah, that was incredible. And then there's one called Bad Sports, a series right now on Netflix. Have you seen that? I beg you to watch the one about the dude who just wants to race cars. So he starts trafficking marijuana and he becomes like the biggest fucking, it's that he's so likable. He just wants to race cars. I can't believe it's a real story. It's so fucking good. And then what else? Did you watch Crime of the Century?
That is amazing. I mean, Alex Gibney, who I've worked with before and is my mentor, I thought that was fantastic and jaw-dropping. Like, unfortunately, like, so my boyfriend's not an addict, and I make him watch Intervention every night before bed.
Yes,
and
great show, great show.
He is just like, do we have to keep doing this? I was like, you got to understand what's going on.
Oh, I have an idea for a doc for us.
Okay.
I want to see if you can buy into this. This is my first conspiracy theory that I've launched, I think. Which is, as you probably are aware, these people are now dying from cocaine that has been laced with fentanyl.
Fentanyl, yeah.
And you and I, as party animals, we know that makes zero fucking sense. There is no reason any drug salesperson would cut cocaine with fentanyl. It does not make sense. You would cut heroin with fentanyl because you could have shitty heroin that induced the heroin feeling for much cheaper. Totally makes sense. Nobody buying coke is looking for a major opiate in that experience unless they're going to go out and do a speedball. And why is someone just blowing some of their fentanyl budget to put in this cocaine? Nothing has ever made less sense to me ever than lacing coke with fentanyl. And it's now kind of epidemic. There was 4 people here, comedians that died. I have a friend whose little brother OD'd buying a bag of coke in Detroit. It's everywhere in coke, and that has led me to this conspiracy theory. Is it possible, since none of the drug traffickers or the drug lords or the drug salesmen, that's not good for their business at all? It doesn't help anybody. Could the CIA have figured out, like, fuck, if we just make all these potentially deadly, people are just going to have to stop doing it? Because, like, you can't even do coke now? Like, I'm going to have to explain to my daughters, like, experimenting aside, which I'm pro-experimenting, you can't now. Because fucking fentanyl's in everything. It's going to be in mushrooms next. What is happening, Erin?
Oh, I mean, I was watching an intervention last night where someone was, like, smoking 2 grams of fentanyl a day.
Oh,
and then,
my
like, it was just the most sort of shocking sort of thing. And then there's people who, this woman whose boyfriend died in her arms after a fentanyl re-up. And so it is what you said. It's unthinkable and it doesn't make sense. And what happens when things don't make sense? There's a different ulterior reason for it. And I think it could be that. I think it could be other things.
Something stinks. Something stinks.
But the thing is, people always take drugs. Like, I don't think if the CIA was like, this is how it's going to stop it. Like, literally after COVID, it has been such a problem because people are being, even though there's more deaths, people are drawn to more drugs. And so I don't even know if that makes sense because more and more people are dying. And I don't think it prohibits other people from doing drugs. I think you think it's not going to be me. It's not going to be me.
You think, I mean, for you and I, yeah, because we were already trying to kill ourselves. But I hope that for like the recreational Coke user, which there's tons of, I think in this Malcolm Gladwell book I read, they said only 6% of people who experiment with cocaine will ever be addicted to it. So the vast majority of people that try it just try it. And so I think maybe those people are like, there's no way I'm trying this thing that there's a fucking 1 in 100 chance there's fentanyl in it and I die.
Well, here's the question. Is there any way to test your bag of cocaine before you ingest it? Like, who's coming up with that?
Well, so there's rapid fentanyl tests now. But my question is like, what, you're going through every single micron of a fucking 8-ball of Coke? And we were talking about it last night at a meeting. We were saying like, well, what I would do is get the bag of Coke and be like, well, let's get a good line in so that I can focus on this fentanyl test. Like, I'll go through it all meticulously, but I'm going to need one line to kick this thing off. Something is really, really fucking amiss with this fentanyl thing because it's bad for every part of the chain. The consumer, the manufacturer, the sales folks, who's benefiting from this?
I mean, I just think back to how much cocaine my father did, which is like the most anybody could ever do, like a mirror, a flat, like a full-length mirror and doing a whole line off the mirror.
Sure.
I just like I mean, it would have had a completely different story if it was now versus the 80s. It's just dead and would have never become the guy at the New York Times. And yeah, I think it's eliminating stories where people could have second chances, second lives and things like that.
Yeah, it's very weird. Like, I found myself having this thought where it's like, I'm actually anti-war on drugs in some of its derivations, but they need to figure out fentanyl. But anyways, we would both be very fascinated in figuring this
You're like,
out.
how is that, what does that smell like? What is can you put it in my hand? I'm just going to look at it. I'm just going to look at it.
So you're saying this little bit will get me high for 4 hours? No way.
This seems like
Let's
a great
see.
project for you too.
Doesn't it?
Specifically. Yeah.
Did you get fucked up when you were doing the drug one prior to Britney versus Spears?
Yeah, I was at a police station in the evidence room and they handed me a kilo of cocaine and I was like, I could just run right now.
My God.
I could just, I mean, they might stop me, but this is a kilo. Like, if I'm ever going to go out, like, it's this. And it was like that 5 seconds and I was like, get out of this room. Like, get out of this room.
This is not a safe place for you.
So, I mean, I saw that as like a duty towards criminal justice and then also addiction. Like, that was one of the things where, like, as an addict in recovery, just trying to explain that to a mass audience like Netflix or HBO has, you know? And so, I got fucked up, but nothing like the gymnastics thing, which I literally felt different as a person. I like felt fearful of men. It was hard to like trust people, really hard to trust doctors. And so that was the one that really sort of bopped it. You guys look so uncomfortable right now.
No, it's just the
Are you,
saddest.
are you kidding? I talk about being molested all the time. Yeah, I think for a lot of people, they're going through their own memories and they're recognizing moments that were inappropriate that they chose not to think too much about. I think after I've talked about it so much, I've had people go like, God, you know, I was like, my uncle's weird. You know, he's drunk.
Yeah, you write things off more than you
Yeah.
really expect.
Yeah, an actor friend of mine was like, you know, my uncle's a drunk and sometimes he slept in my room. And I was just like, oh, my drunk uncle, you know, he's a loser in my family. But no, and that's an adult.
100%.
Yeah, with an ulterior motive that you're supposed to trust. And that's fucking worldview shattering. You know, it's like permanently changes your lens of this planet.
Totally.
Yeah. Well, I love you. It's been great to see you.
I know. You got to come back in person.
I know. I got to be honest. I walked into the attic today. I don't know why. I thought you were here. And I walked in. I was very excited to see you and hug you. And then I saw a computer sitting here. I was like, what the fuck? I thought I was going to.
Hey, you know what? I will fly out next time. I'm all about the hugs. Like, I think that truly, like, now I'm making documentaries to have conversations with both of you. So, I mean, it's also like you get into it and you're the armchairs like get into it the same way like it's the exact prime audience for the stuff I make. So it's just, it's always
sure.
fun. And I just like, I learn from how to go certain ways, listening to your guys' interviews and how to like, you know, change the narrative and things like that. And I felt like I interrupted too much, but I'm like so obsessed with Britney Spears. And so always excited.
You did not.
You
did not at all.
You're the interviewee. You should always be
Yeah.
interrupting.
I think I did I generally, that's my lane, is the interrupting. At least if you read my comment section. Well, I love you, Erin, and I can't wait to see you in person. And I also can't wait to watch every single movie you continue to make.
Thank
So
you so
prolific, so young, so lovely, so powerful. Erin Lee Carr, love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
And now my favorite part of the show, the fact check with my soulmate, Monica Padman.
You look athletic.
Thank you.
Were you just on some kind of record-setting?
I've done a lot of walking today.
You have. How much? Is it Aristotle?
No, I wish. I have,
Uh-oh.
I know, a grievance.
Oh, you have a grievance.
Well,
With who?
no. I can't actually say it like that because it sounds bad.
What?
It's hard to walk here. Los Angeles.
In what way?
It's scary.
Oh, you're scared. This is why you definitely need to be carrying,
Nope. Nope.
What do they call that? You need a concealed carry permit.
I'm not doing that.
Okay. How about unconcealed? So you wear like a machine gun around your neck. Is there any weapon you could bring that would make you feel safer?
I don't think so. I think I just have to not do it or do it and be scared.
Is there a third option?
I don't know. I walked to a coffee shop, which was not my close coffee shop.
Oh, okay. Where? Like towards Silver Lake?
Yeah, it was by Kismet, for your reference.
Oh, thank you.
Uh-huh.
I passed Maru today out on the town doing my errands, and it was there were
packed.
45 people outside. And I looked for you, and then I panicked because I was like, it's hard to grab at one human out of 45 as you're blowing by.
I went to wow, that was a good Foley. But it was a long walk, which is lovely. And I
Yeah.
wish I could take more walks like that. But it scared me. I don't know how much I can say because it's like bad.
Is it all homeless people? Is that what it
Yeah.
is? Yeah.
But like
Well, that's-
really bad.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be weirder to pretend we don't have a ton of
them.
homeless people?
I know.
Well, anytime there's dishonesty, I don't feel like is the move.
I saw one by Maru the other day.
You saw one by Mara?
Well, I saw his butthole though.
Oh.
The homeless situation in LA is so bad.
Oh, it's out of control. It's completely out of control.
And it's really
I think the only place
sad.
you would get in trouble is if you now proposed a solution, and then you might get blowback because people disagreed with that. But to point out that you are literally
Yeah.
walking over human beings to go to a coffee shop.
But I don't like feeling like I'm put out by that. Because that
Why?
feels so
If
privileged
you're mad
and
at
bad.
joggers, you should definitely be mad at people literally living on the sidewalk.
Joggers are privileged. They're jogging and they could easily take one step to the right.
Yeah.
It's so different.
Yeah.
I mean, I walked through like a camp
Yeah.
and there was just stuff everywhere. I'm
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
figuring out where to step and also feeling very scared for myself.
Yeah, of course.
And then feeling very guilty. It's
Yeah.
very complicated.
Can you walk me through the guilt?
Yeah, like I'm scared. I'm so privileged. I could take an Uber. I could take my car. I could do anything to avoid this. And they can't. And this is their life.
Yeah, I'm just trying to then work out the policy that comes out of that. Like, so is it theirs? Like, that's a wrap on, like, if you're privileged, just take an Uber because the sidewalk's now theirs. That's where they're living, and you can't really walk down it.
But no one hurt me. That's the other thing. Like, if
Right.
I'm really being honest, like, I'm scared, but no one, is that on me?
Yeah, I guess there's some different issues to parse out.
Yeah.
One is like, should a city allow people to live on the sidewalk that people use to commute places? And I mean, I think no. I think that's not a great, civic plan.
I do think part of it is the city is hard to live in unless you are very privileged.
Right. But when you were making $3,000 a month, what part of town did you go rent in?
And I have a family who can take care of me at any moment. Like, it's not the same thing.
Well, I'm saying that there are very inexpensive cities to live in, and then there's very, very expensive cities to live in. And there's really nothing one can do to prevent the market from producing that outcome, unless we're getting rid of capitalism. This is a really, really expensive city. So if I have no means and I want to have a house, I'm going to go somewhere where it's obtainable. It's not obtainable. You can't possibly be coming here thinking you're going to get a house. This is the most expensive place other than Manhattan. Like, I wouldn't go to Manhattan. So some of it's like, you can't pretend we live in a different reality, which is LA, because of the incredible price per square foot, as has Manhattan and San Francisco and all these places, we can't afford to be putting up tens of thousands of people in houses in this city. They'd have to get services outside the most expensive real estate in the world. It's just not it's an insane plan.
I don't know enough to speak on it, which is why I sort of feel weird talking about it. Like, there are other cities in the world, not in America, that I think do a much better job than we're doing. And I don't know what they're doing.
Well, I
know.
do. They aren't republics, so they don't have 50 states within the country setting drastically different policies where some states are incentivizing homelessness and some places are de-incentivizing. And then virtually California, Oregon, and Washington get stuck with the bill. That's the reality of what's going on. People in other states are putting homeless folks on buses here.
Mm-hmm.
And so in a republic where 3 of the states are going to bear the burden of all 50, that's what's fucked up about the policy.
Yeah.
That's why they
true.
can do it in England.
Yeah. It's hard for me to look at it in a policy way. I mean, I know we have to, and I do, but today on my walk, I don't. I look at it as people who I'm walking over.
Yes.
And of course I feel guilty.
Yeah. I mean, you could get into 100 different reasons why. Just for sanitation, there's no facilities out there. There's no trash,
Yeah.
It's unhealthy what's happening. Now, I can have great compassion for them.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that I'm not in that predicament, for sure. But I also can't, because I feel bad for them, co-sign on a plan to fix it that's not going to work.
Yeah.
There's probably going to have to be a federal homeless approach because it's just not working.
Yeah, but again, it's not working because a lot of states don't have to look at it. And we do. So we're
Right.
inundated, and that's not really fair to us.
It's not.
Like-
No.
But other states don't understand.
The question is, if we had no more services than Texas, do you think someone actually crosses 1,500 miles to get here if there's no incentive to arrive? It's just going to be more expensive when you get here?
I think there is an incentive in just that it's a nicer place to be.
Well, I don't think you could say like that LA's nicer than Austin. You could bathe at Barton Springs. We observed some of that. Well, to be
Yes.
fair, not at Barton Springs, on the other side of the dam.
Anyway, that was my walk. So tell us about your day of hard labor.
Well, my list it's 22 items long. Most of it's mechanical things. And just in a nutshell, everything that could possibly prevent it from happening easily, it has happened today.
Well, tell people what you're doing and why you're doing this.
Okay, I am. I've invited 5 of my male friends to go to the sand dunes for 5 days, and I have all the shit. So I have razors I got to get out there, 3 razors I got to get out there, the sand car I got to get out there, the motorhome I got to get out there, 2 trailers. None of the other guys that have shit, right?
Yeah.
So I got to get all that cracking, and let's
Yeah.
just start with like the locks on the back of the trailer, which I need to open the door so I can get the sand car out. Put the key in. There's only one key. It snaps immediately. So I'm like, okay,
Uh-oh.
now what?
Yeah.
Go to Home Depot,
Oh, no.
buy a set of bolt cutters, also buy a battery-powered grinder, and started charging the grinder and thought, well, I'll give it a shot with these bolt cutters. And I got through them. It was not easy, but I got through them. Got in the sand car to move it out. There's a cylinder in the clutch that makes it go in and out. And it was in gear. And then that cylinder was losing pressure and just letting the clutch out. So then backing out of the trailer, there was virtually no control over backing out of the trailer because the clutch was just engaged. And then so I kind of just blew out the trailer and broke the steel cable
Oh, wow.
And this is nothing. This was one of 16 things today
Yeesh.
that went sideways. I think I kept a really good attitude.
Good.
At first, I would go like, "You're not going to make it. You're running out of time. You're not going to be able to leave on time." And then I would go, "Shut up. Just plod along." And I kept plodding. We got to add one more thing. I went walking with Sedaris.
Oh, my God. Of course we have to talk about that.
Yes, met him at 7 a.m., which is in itself really funny because, as you know, I don't really wake up early ever
Yeah.
for nothing. And I was up at 4:45 so I could do all my business, be in Beverly Hills by 7. And we walked 6.5 miles, and it was so fun. It was so fun.
What are the highlights?
Well, probably, I think I told you already, but I think the highlight for me was we stopped at Starbucks, and he was carrying 2 cups back because he had gotten one for Hugh. And they didn't give him one of those insulating sleeves. And I could tell it's too hot. It was too hot for him.
Yeah.
So I took mine off and I gave it to him. And then he said, "What? But now you have the thing." And I said, "Yeah, but you're my elder." And then he said, "Well, I don't know about that." And I said, "Look, this is the same as when you call someone at the front of the line. You got to make up an excuse. I'm just carrying it."
I thought of it the other day because I was in the exact same position. I didn't get a sleeve.
They didn't give you a
It
sleeve?
was too hot, and no one could save me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Did you burn your hand off? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
It's off.
Oh my gosh, that's off. Yeah. So, anyways, that was fun and
So
super
fun.
adorable. And then we went and seen him read his stuff. And I had not previously been to one of his readings, nor anybody's reading ever. I've never gone and seen someone read a book. And what was really fun is there's stories that aren't in books.
Oh, that's fun.
That adds a really cool
Yeah.
novel incentive to go.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
Okay, Erin. Now, this is kind of fascinating, and we didn't even plan. This was always going to come out now. But Britney is free.
Yes, this seems like we're out
Seems
to
like
lunch.
we planned. Well, seems like we planned it.
I know, but the whole conversation is like whether or not she'll get out and should she get out, and then but everyone already knows she got out. So it seems like we didn't get the news.
I guess it depends on how you look at it, but yes.
Ah,
Yeah, and you have complicated feelings, and so do I.
no, I mean, in general, I think I hopefully was really clear about
Yeah.
that. It's like, yes, she should have her autonomy
Yeah.
if she's going to work and do all that stuff. And I'm terrified.
I know you're worried
yeah,
about her.
yeah,
I
worry
get
about her.
it. So do I.
But
But I'm happy.
people have a right to smoke cigarettes if they want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know so many people who, if I could pick, had someone controlling their life, I probably would. And
Right.
they don't. And they don't. And so she shouldn't.
Wait, you would pick someone that should have their life controlled?
I mean, if there's people who are so,
Oh, in line in front of her.
yeah, exactly. There are so many
Uh-huh.
people that I would pick before her.
I got you. I thought you were hinting at someone specific.
No. I just mean
Oh.
like there are people who are so erratic in so many ways that I would be like,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe they need someone there
Yeah.
before her.
Yeah.
But it's going to lead to so many other questions and things, and
I know.
it's not over. Anywho. Oh, I looked up who else has had conservatorships.
Oh.
I found a couple. Amanda Bynes.
Okay.
She had a mental health issue in 2014,
Mm-hmm.
so she was put on a conservatorship. Mickey Rooney
Really?
in 2011.
Oh, okay. It's quite old at that point.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
Correct. I think there was like a money thing, and then Brian Wilson
Oh, lead singer and songwriter of the Beach Boys.
in the 90s.
In the 90s.
Yeah. I don't think he still is under one, but he was under one.
Well, they're a little more common than
It does seem, I will say, like the other ones feel a little more,
elderly.
they feel a little more like protective. And then they're done.
Temporary.
They end at a
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Of all the things, I find the legal fees the most infuriating.
hated that.
Yeah, I really do.
Okay, the doc about the independent news station
Yeah.
is called Small Town News KPVM Pahrump.
KPVM Pahrump.
That's hard to say.
Yeah.
KPVM Pahrump.
Oh, yeah.
Small Town News. It's really funny.
Did you ever watch? You didn't see any of it, did
No,
you?
I need to.
Yeah.
But Pahrump reminds me so much of one of my favorite shows, Studio 60 on the
Oh.
Sunset Strip.
Why?
Because there's an episode where one of the guys gets stuck in Pahrump,
Okay.
Nevada.
What was he doing out there? Chicken ranch or something?
No, there was like a sad story about him and his brother, and
Oh,
I think he was in a war.
okay. It was
The
dramatic.
brother. It was dramatic.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I loved it. Loved it. Watched it so much.
Oh my God. A lot of heavy hitters there. Tommy Shalami and Sorkin.
Matthew Perry, Bradley Whitford, who has been on this show.
Whitford.
I mean, really, truly heavy hitters. Sarah Paulson is in that show.
SP?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
I should check it.
really good show.
Really good show.
Oh, this was sad. Okay, you said you think in a Malcolm Gladwell book, it says only 6% of people who experimented with cocaine get addicted.
Yeah.
I looked up that stat. I typed in Malcolm Gladwell, but I couldn't find it. But then I was going to email Malcolm and
Okay.
ask him. But then I couldn't find his email.
Okay.
So then I gave up.
Okay.
But I'm going to keep looking for his email because I know I
I
have
don't
it.
think he knows his books, though. He said that on here.
But he can email his publisher. He can do the dirty work for me.
I'm sure he's, clearly he's quoting some study.
Of course.
Yeah. I'll dig around. I'll snoop around.
So will I, but I wanted to get right to the source. Mainly because I don't know if the study is true, but I want to know if he said it. Because we can't say that he said a thing if that's not true.
But isn't that kind of what I do? I think everything I've ever read is from a Malcolm Gladwell
I
book.
know.
Yeah.
So it's incumbent on me to
Some of it's
make...
probably freakonomics.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to make sure he's not getting roped into a thing he shouldn't get roped into.
Right.
But-
Someone goes out and experiments with cocaine based on his data, and then they become addicted. And then, he's liable.
So I'm going to keep reaching out, keep searching through my all inbox folder
Okay,
for
great.
his email. And then TBD.
TBD.
Still don't know the sweater brand.
Not going to find out.
Oh,
Love you.
love you.